which is brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook. As we look forward to this game, who's the first person you have hitting the mark tonight?
Yeah, I got like Aaron Rodgers, 34-plus pass attempts in this game. We know going up against this Houston Texans defense, you know, they're probably going to be behind because that defense is so suffocating. And we also know that Aaron Rodgers likes to call his own number plenty of times, checking to these pass plays. So I think he'll have plenty of attempts.
You have to get the ball out quick, right? That's one thing.
Oh, no
he may have 34 pass attempts in 34 seconds. Who else is hitting the mark tonight?
Yeah, I got C.J. Stroud, 20-plus attempts and completions in this game. Listen, the Pittsburgh secondary, they can be had in this type of game. And when the defense with the Houston Texans defense giving their offense plenty of opportunity, there's going to be plenty of opportunity for C.J. Stroud to have big plays in the passing game against that Pittsburgh secondary.
Give me one more. Let's round out the parlay. One more hitting the mark.
Yeah, I'm going to go to the MVP of the Pittsburgh Steelers offense, Kenneth Gainwell, 66-plus rushing and receiving yards. He's been the MVP of that offense. He has been invaluable to Aaron Rodgers, the outlet type of guy, the rushing attempts. So I think he's going to get a lot of work in this game against the Houston Texans.
If you like those picks, they are a parlay. Rodgers, 34 more pass attempts. Stroud, at least 20 completions. Gainwell, 66 total yards. They're a parlay on the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Look for Hitting the Mark featured parlay priced at plus 455 odds. Okay, we'll have a little extra time to talk about this game, and we'll pick it as only we can. We will do big man, tiny helmets.
This might be the last time this season we get to do this.
We've got next weekend, too. You're right. There's no Monday games.
Yes.
So you're right. We'll figure out a way to do it because we like when the big man smashes the helmets. But, okay, so we got the Texans. We got the Steelers. We got the Texans, I believe, are our favorite tonight. Everyone is protecting themselves. Smash the loser.
Whoop. Wow. Did
Rex hit? Did it hit Rex? Rex, he took one for the team.
He was talking about being in a pool of water.
Okay, so we have smashed the Steelers. You believe the Texans win tonight. Take me through the game.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is just a bad matchup for the Pittsburgh Steelers. This Houston Texans defense, the best defense in the National Football League. Their front four is ferocious. We saw what this front did against Josh Allen, where he had like 8 sacks against Josh Allen, and now you're going up against the oldest quarterback in the league, in Aaron Rodgers, who we know, by the way, he gets rid of the ball fast. He's going to have to tonight because those guys are coming.
And he gets DK Metcalf back. They had to play without him the last couple of games. They managed to survive on a miracle missed field goal at the end against Baltimore. He gets Metcalf back now for the playoff game tonight.
Yeah, that's huge. So if he is going to throw the ball down the field, he'll at least have someone to go to. But, man, it's going to be, I agree with D. Wood, it's coming out so quick. I'm going to see more of the little screen things, the little things like this that I hate. But you know what happens when you do that? You don't beat anybody. At some point, you're going to have to stand back there, get DK Metcalf the football if you're going to have any chance in this one right here. Because you're right, that pass rush is absolutely going to be cooking.
I'm curious, does he come out more motivated because of missing the last 2 games, feeling like he owes the team something tonight?
I would, I mean, human nature would be like, absolutely. I mean, you know, you let your team down, so yeah, you would think you'd get the best out of DK Metcalf.
Will it be Aaron Rodgers' final game of his career? We'll find out. Everyone in the world is on the Texans, which is why I'm on the Steelers. We'll find out tonight when they go head-to-head on ESPN.
I think winning is hard, especially when you're trying to repeat. You know, everything was clear for us and what we wanted to accomplish this year, and we came up short.
Back goes Purdy's looking, fires, complete touchdown.
We're going to make enough plays. When it happens, we lose football games.
The 49ers knock off the defending champ.
You don't win a Super Bowl this season is disappointment. Kind of all that for nothing.
The Eagles' season in the defense of their title comes to a disappointing end at home, which begs today's question from Hembo for Rex. Which NFL franchise has played host to the most playoff games all time?
Well, immediately you're going to think of, and that's why this is definitely not my final answer.
Okay.
The Patriots, you know, well, look, Brady won $1 billion again. Yeah, they stunk without, before Brady and all that. Out. Pittsburgh's won all the championships. Out. Dallas won all the championships. Out. 49ers.
Oh, my God.
49ers.
The 49ers is right.
Oh, what a
That's
surprise.
correct. It is the 49ers by an eyelash. Go ahead. Show him what you think.
I don't know, but I own you, Himbo. Are you kidding me? Are you in a pool of blood right now? I own you, my friend.
It was that. It's very close. It's the 49ers with 36. The Steelers will host their 34th tonight. Cowboys 32, Eagles 29, Patriots 29. You got to think about franchises that go back in history. Like I heard you shout out Denver, but Denver's an old AFL team.
Yeah, but Denver had that one stretch where they were the #1 seed for 3 years, not in the mid-2000s.
Yeah, with Elway and
with John Fox as the head coach.
Right.
One way or another, the answer is the 49ers, who go on yesterday after that win in Philadelphia, and they will play Seattle in a rematch of a game that we saw just a couple of weeks ago. I want to talk about Eagles-Niners one more time yesterday, and I want to do it from both different sides of the ledger. Let's start with this. D. Wood, you're a player. And I've sat here this morning and all season long, and I have heard people complain about the stale play calling, and it's unimaginative, and it's high school level, and it's all that. And I get it. I believe it to be true. That said, I watch the game, and even I can see there's balls right in the hands of A.J. Brown that he drops. There's a ball late in that game that Devontae Smith, it's a tough catch, but he's a really good player, and these are the moments when your seasons get decided. You make that catch. I see these guys making a lot of mistakes, and I think to myself, boy, the coaches get obliterated in Philadelphia, and probably rightfully so. But some of the blame has to go on the players, because they didn't, Kevin Patullo didn't drop that ball. Nick Sirianni didn't drop that ball. These guys are making mistakes as well, and I wonder how much accountability has to be taken by the players who are supposed to be better than everyone else's players and sometimes just don't play like it.
That's why I have so much respect for Jalen Hurts, because as we heard in the postgame, what was the first thing he did? Pointed at himself. You know, he didn't look to point it at coaching or anybody else. He said, this is on me. I have to play better. And I think collectively, if those guys did that, they would be, I think, moving forward, they would be a better organization for it. I mean, we saw A.J. Brown. He didn't speak to reporters after the game. But it always starts with yourself. We can talk about coaches, and we know there's going to be changes. But as a former player, it's always good to point the thumb at yourself in those type of situations.
Yeah, and when I see specifically A.J. Brown dropping balls and things like that, I think he's got something going on in his head right now, whether there's frustrations, whether it's a battle with him and Sirianni, the play calling, all that. But when you're not focused, laser focused, things like this happen, even as easy as this catch is. Are you kidding me? You know, all these things right here. How many times we've seen him catch that pass? How many times we've seen, the one across the middle, in particular, he just hands him the ball. And here's the other one. I've seen it a million times where he comes down with this ball. All right? So, to me, he's just not, like, he's thinking about other things instead of focusing on the job and going. They got too much stuff. And maybe, maybe we're part of the problem. We put, every time we have all these questions for him. But you got to be able to go like this and let's go. Right. And to me, I never saw that focus this year.
It's not an easy environment. You know it as well as anybody, right? Your father coached there. He endeared himself to the fan base by doing a lot of those things, but it is a tough environment. This is a team that remains the defending Super Bowl champion, at least to this point. They're the most recent Super Bowl champion, and the boos are as loud in that building when things go wrong as they are in any other stadium in the NFL. So it's a tough place to play. It's a tough place to do business, and I think we should be expecting some significant change there.
The last time they struggled like this, they went out and they hired Kellen Moore to coach the offense. They hired Vic Fangio to coach the defense. They do these things where they make big impacts. You could expect similar results now with Philadelphia. They're going to make changes to the offensive coaching staff. How could they not? That's the league-wide expectation, and I'm sure they're going to bring in some prestigious, renowned, proven offensive mind to help elevate this offense next year.
Yeah, they need new ideas, a freshness about them, an excitement. That'll get players like A.J. Brown and company on board.
If he's there.
If he's there. If A.J. Brown is still there. To me, if A.J. Brown is still there, it would be something of an upset. Okay.